The Nimble with Numbers team presents Chalked Blocked with Bo Big Time McBrayer.
I gotta know what a $5 shake tastes like.
That's hot. That's hot.
I want winning, folks. You don't know diddly.
And his partner, Scott Stag Simpson.
Do you know who I am?
Trying to put Tiger Bomb on this jungle's nuts.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these warlocks. Let's make a move. Let's make a move. Let's make a move.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to Chalk Blocked. What? Welcome back to Chalk Blocked, the world's sexiest DFS show for now. We are brought to you live on the worldwide sports radio network, Twitter, and YouTube. Make sure you head on over and smash that subscribe button, like, comment, share with your contemporaries. I am Bo McBrayer. Joined, as always, by Nimble himself, Scott Simpson. The mathematician, Jordan Vanek, however, is on assignment in the Everglades protecting endangered alligators from becoming another degenerate's empty wallet. Tonight, we are honored and irrationally nervous to welcome a very special guest to the fray. She is the queen of cringe, the countess of comedy, the fifth Ninja Turtle, the good witch of Twitch. When Matthew Berry needed a humor transplant, she was a selfless donor. It is my privilege to welcome the belle of the bayou herself, Mrs. Unlimited Cooter Doodle.
That was beautiful. I love the fifth Ninja Turtle. That was great.
Yeah.
Oh, how y'all doing?
Great. This is an exciting time. We're getting so dangerously close to NFL season.
I know.
It's still like 5 weeks away, 6 weeks away, but we're counting down. It's making me itch, which I'm sure I'm gonna have to get checked out. But it's something where if I just do more underdog drafts, I'll be fine, right? That's how it works.
I don't know. I can't do any best ball drafts. I can't do any paid for leagues.
Oh.
So I see all these fun things happening, and I haven't gotten. The only underdog draft that I was a part of was for Pete's on the randomizer, just because I was a guest. Everything else, I'm just like watching from afar. FOMO, you know.
That's okay.
Is that because of Louisiana's stringent gambling laws? Is that where we're dealing with right now?
Yeah, we did some kind of vote. I remember at some point, and I thought it was going to be legalized, but I don't know how all that works.
So unless you're in the Mississippi River itself, you can't do anything.
yeah, essentially.
That's a terrible tragedy. Tragedy.
Oh, it is. I'm just so excited you've come on our show and you're going to hang out with Bo and myself tonight. And you've taken the catbird seat from Bo. You're up top in the corner. Bo is down below. I think it's fitting that you're up there. So welcome, Bo. I'm going to let you jump in because that was one of the most fire intros I've ever heard. And you also said Scott is here today. So thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we gave you the captain seat, and Jordan is okay in the Everglades. He's the brains behind the operation. Scott is here because he's louder than everybody else. I'm here because I really have just so many things to do that this is my chance to relax and not do anything for a change. I took about 10 minutes and wrote this intro out. It was actually pretty easy because who doesn't know who Cooter Doodle is at this point? This is a celebrity in the works.
I don't know about that.
Yes. When you have the godfather of fantasy football online, there's one guy I've been reading online since 2004, and that's Matthew Berry. And for him to not only notice you, but appreciate your work and then put it in lights for all to see, that is a massive deal. And not to make you blush, but I saw it coming. we go way back.
You're one of the OGs.
We go way back. And so, it brightened my whole day when that announcement was made. And I was like, see, I knew Barry. He's a smart guy.
You got good taste, right?
He must. it's incredible to think that somebody that I pretty much followed since the genesis of the Cooter Doodles, even before you made your trash talk video to Linda last year. I was
Yeah.
I was a follower because of just the little quips that you drop a one-liner on Twitter.
You're like one of
And
the real OGs then. Yeah, way
yeah,
back.
I was back in
Way back.
Cooterville where she hadn't even been on camera yet, and
Mhm.
dropping little one-liners on Twitter and not tagging anybody, because I mean, what was the point when you have like 50, 60 followers at that point, just among us friends? And the
You
glow up
remember the
is,
picture with the Ninja Turtle thing, right? That was like
yes,
I think my first picture was like a
yeah,
Ninja Turtle.
I
Yeah,
I remember
that's
all
great.
of it. And so yeah, that the intro for me was easy because I was like, I got all the ammunition that anybody could possibly have without meeting a person, just from their Twitter personality from the Genesis. And it is very exciting to have you on our show.
Well, I'm glad to be here. I mean, you're right. Like I've interacted with you guys a lot, and so I consider you guys not strangers. I'm not like weirded out being on. Sometimes you don't know the people going on. I feel like I roughly kind of know you guys, in some ways. But
It took
to
a
bring
year
back
to buff that down.
but to go back to your point, just to show you the I guess like you take yourself out of the Twitter sphere. My husband, and like I'm sorry, Matthew, if you're listening, my husband doesn't really know who Matthew Berry is. So I'm very humbled at home. I'm very humbled because he's like literally the other day a friend sent that Packers thing that I posted on Fantasy Life, and my husband
Yeah.
was like, "Did someone steal your video?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Someone posted a video of you." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. That's the account I'm running for Matthew Berry." He's like, "Oh, okay." Like I'm just very humbled at home.
It sounds like it. Yeah, I had the same kind of experience when I ended up being on a show with Field Yates and sent him a bundle from my website,
Mhm.
and he shouted it out, and I got like this flurry of sales within an hour when he shouted out my products. And I went upstairs to the balcony. My wife's sitting on the balcony just relaxing. I was like, "Guess what?" And she's like,
This is a big
"What?"
deal.
And I was like, "Field Yates from ESPN likes my stuff." And she goes, "Oh, cool. Who's Field Yates?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are you kidding?" I was like, "He's Matthew Berry's right hand man." And she goes, "Oh, and isn't Matthew Berry one of those fantasy guys?"
I'm telling you, I
Yeah,
feel like everybody that I talk to, that's what the like dynamic is. The person that is their partner or whatever is just kind of like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't get it. It's fine. I
yeah.
support you."
And ESPN is on around the clock in my house. Like it's never not on TV. And
Yep.
so I know she's seen and heard those voices. And if I just showed her, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty cool."
Uh-huh. Just
But
because of my
instead I get
name.
instead of like, "That's cool, honey."
Who's that?
Yeah, what can you do?
Well, but
It's a big deal to me.
I do have to say, I liked how you're victory lapping pumping Coodoodle, because I don't think there's anybody who's been pumped more on 3 tweets. Maybe Denny. Coodoodle wins 3 tweets more often than not. It's either Cooter or Denny.
Oh, he froze.
I called Mike Collins, my co-host. That's who I was on the phone with. I'm frozen. That's who I was on the phone with when I called, when you saw me jumping in there, because I was saying Cooterdoodle's coming on the show, and I was so excited for Mike, because he and we are all fans. So we love you over at the Fantasy Millionaires. Don't let Bo grift on our love as well. I see you over there, Bo, grifting.
No, y'all are very nice. Y'all are pumping me up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's something where it's just cool. I mean, you have people that you kind of know that make it in some way or the other that means a lot to somebody. And like whether your husband appreciates the gravity of what you've accomplished already and will probably continue to accomplish, that's just know that there's a pocket of us really, really nerdy, degenerate fantasy football people that absolutely adore you and want you to continue this growth.
I appreciate that. Let's hope I
And
actually win this year in one of my leagues, so it'll,
yeah,
I have some
yeah,
cathartic
you
feelings.
didn't do so well against Linda when you called her out and threw
I
her
know, I
Broncos jersey in
know.
the trash and dumped
Guys,
out her Truly. And
that is my like MO or whatever it's called. Like I get nervous, and so my go-to strategy is like talk some shit. and I talk that shit, and then it's guaranteed the more shit that I talk, the worse I'm gonna lose. It is guaranteed. I've never talked shit in one. Like, it just doesn't happen. But it's so much fun to talk shit, you know?
It is. And I talked plenty of it to Scott because, as you might recall, last year, the 2020 NFL season on DraftKings was very fruitful for Scott, except for when he went head to head against me. And it was, I mean, I knew it was going to happen.
I do remember all that now. Yeah, y'all would post tweets. I do remember. That was fun to watch.
I would call him out from my fireside, and he would call me out from his hammock.
Yes.
And his win percentage started off pretty good. He got that hubris about him. And then I flipped that switch that only I have in the head-to-head matchups.
But that's the stuff. That's the stuff that I like that you two were doing back then. Like, to me, Twitter's great and it's beautiful and it's its own thing. But like, for me, what fantasy is just talking shit with your friends and watching football and having fun. Like, at the end of the day, if someone said you can never win again, but you can have a great home league that stays together, that's what I want. That's fine. I'll take the losses. Like, I just want to have friends and connect over football, you know?
Yeah, and it's easier to talk shit to Scott because I don't have to see him like in person until 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, he'll be at my house. And so he'll be calling me out from my own fireplace. So it's gonna be a little strange. But we're gonna dice some things up. I'm gonna actually cook for this fool like 3 or 4 nights out of that weekend. And it's gonna be buttering him up for his ultimate demise again. I mean, I have to give him that hubris before he gets any victories under his belt.
Enemies close, right? Keep them close.
Yeah. And his Wi-Fi really makes this easy too.
The enemies must be very close. I don't know about one guy kicking another guy's ass. And then I'm gonna post those when you kick my ass every week. Like, they're like really good videos of like one guy getting his ass kicked, and it's gonna be look what Bo did to me again, and everyone's gonna laugh at me, and then we're gonna build the brand, and then when I finally beat you, it's gonna feel so good.
It's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be like on the blackjack table when you lose like 15 hands in a row, and then you finally hit a blackjack to save you 3-2, and you're like, I'm back in the game, and really it's just you're still way down, but it's a moral victory. I think that's what he's talking about.
I hear you. But hey, going back to the food thing, Scott, I see you posting those breakfast things sometime, and I'm like, who has the time? That stuff's beautiful. I'm like, I'm out here going to Starbucks and getting a sandwich, or I'm just making some toast, and you have like these like sausages and eggs and sauces, and I'm like, damn, like, that's incredible.
Well, thank you. My guy, Bo McBigtime, is my inspiration. This guy just oozes culinary genius. And so, I like making a quesadilla now and again as a regular guy, drinking guy. But Bo is just the man. And so Bo has kind of just brought in me a desire to kind of showcase my food. And he critiques me. He tells me what I do wrong. He makes me better. And so I just love sharing my.
It looks good, though.
Like that's a staple type of meal for the fat man.
Yeah, I mean, your breakfasts do look great. Sometimes you forget to sauce them properly. It's okay, Scott. I know you have more hot box in stock than I do right now. I have to make more batches over the weekend so that I can catch up with some of the orders I have. Just for that, I do have a flash sale that I just started on a whim. It's called the Just Because flash sale, and it's running.
The best kind.
It's running through 11:59 Pacific tomorrow night. So as soon as the clock strikes midnight on August 1st, the 15% off every order over $40 will be complete.
I gotta hype that up for you tomorrow. I need to get some.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for a couple people to experience this so that they can use their amazing clout. Because sometimes I feel like I'm talking to nobody when I'm saying, hey, buy my stuff, or hey, look at this food I cooked. But I know it's not the case. It's just how my little imposter syndrome. Yeah, I do feel that because I mean it's something I really enjoyed doing, and so I don't need recognition for it. but it's really cool when somebody famous or well known in our community says that's the best stuff I ever had. And that really keeps me going. It really does.
Yeah, especially down here, it'll be a pretty good test because we have so many hot sauces. So I'll have to like use it with people and see what they think and be like, I know the guy. I know
yeah,
who made this.
I have some people in Louisiana, him and her sports,
yeah.
They have some down there, and I'm pretty sure it's replaced Crystal down there. I mean, you got to keep your voice down, dropping the Crystal name in Louisiana, because I mean, if you have fried chicken in Louisiana without Crystal, you pretty much get kicked out.
Yeah, I mean, Crystal and Tabasco is the big two for sure.
But Hot Box is better.
I believe you. It's got that color to it. I haven't tasted it yet, but it looks like it's got more flavor, you know? It looks like it's not just vinegar.
That's exactly why I made it.
It's the best sauce I've ever had. And let me tell you.
Scott drinks it as a beverage.
So, I have. So, Bo, this is from the first batch you ever made. For me, this is the second and then the third. So I've saved every order. I just make a huge order each time so I can have these as like vintage bottles. This is an original. No one can get this. This is from the first batch you ever made, or like the first one you ever sent out in a like a bulk order. And so this is going to be fire. This is like one of one, Bo. I'm saving these until the day I die. I'll bequeath them.
Bequeath.
They're my favorite hot sauces ever. And how long do they last?
At least a couple centuries, right?
Yeah,
they don't
sure.
go bad.
I mean 2 years.
It's not on the label.
2 years is usually what they last on the shelf. But the longer you go, Scott, you're going to get some funky notes coming through.
Maybe just save that one for decoration.
Yeah, just because because Scott doesn't like it, I'm drinking the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked because I love those oaky, oily tannins. I really do. I want it to taste like I'm licking the side of a tree with alcohol.
Nice. I'm doing Makers right now, keeping it simple.
Makers is so delicious.
I just want to say too, once I converted to getting my own like ice ball maker thing.
Oh yes.
You feel like you're better than everyone, you know? Like you just
it's because it's true. It's because it's absolutely true.
You're not standing there and waiting for the ice to come out and you miss one and it falls on it's just like this large ice cube and it just feels nice and you feel special, you know?
Yeah, I have a 4-sphere mold.
Yep, that's the one I
actually have whiskey stones, which are made from limestone, which stays cold a really long time. And I also just got a gift, which it looks like a revolver magazine. It's a clip of 6 whiskey bullets.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah, I think it's a collector's thing. It looks cool when you stand them up in your glass.
Yeah.
But they don't stay cold very long. But way to chill. Yeah, go ahead.
Have you seen those like metal things? I talked about this the other day. If anyone listens to me like consecutively, they're going to be like, do you have a deal with these ice makers? But like it's like these metal containers where you put ice and then like the weight of it smushes it into the ball.
They're copper, right?
Yeah, they're like $300, which I would never buy it, but it looks so cool.
Yeah, you put a big slab of ice and you just go, and the copper like forms the perfect
in
sphere.
Like 20
and it's
seconds,
crystal clear, and it's clear, like you can see through your ice
bubbles.
Cube.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Wild. I don't think it'll be clear with the water in my hometown.
I'm gonna buy one of those with my DraftKings winnings this year. And by the way, Cooter, I can't talk about draft. Can't probably play, but the DraftKings slate did come out, and so I cannot wait to talk DraftKings soon. It's already out. I can't believe it. They got players with Kyle Pitts is like $4,400. Like holy shit. You know, so stuff like that.
I wish I knew what any of that meant. I wish. All I know is over and under. That's the only terms I'm aware of. Like, what's the over and under on Scott getting kicked from his internet twice? We take the over, right? I
over
get that.
Anything.
Yeah.
Whatever the number is, you're going over on that.
Yeah. But that's all I know.
He looks like that gigapet that you tried to keep alive when we were kids. Yeah, he's like a little angel right now. He's like, you didn't feed me.
Am Am I alive or no?
He's a Tamagotchi. He's a fantasy Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi, that's the word, Tamagotchi. And then you find it like in an old book sack 20 years later and it's still working. Oh, goodness.
Those were the days. So, Underdog, since we do have a partnership with Underdog, promo code Nimble, if you deposit any amount over $10, they're going to kick in $25 for you. And if you use the promo code Nimble, that's going to take place. And it keeps this show running. It might even upgrade Scott's internet connection. That's the upsell for you guys. If you are in a state where it's legal to play best ball or DFS, make sure you head on over to Underdog, deposit at least $10, get your free $25 bonus. Play the Best Ball Mania 2, which has a top prize of over $1 million. And you get to play against us. I mean, drafting best ball against us is, I mean, it's either we're not going to know until December or even early January if we're good at all. But that's the thing about best ball is all you do is draft your team, and the best scores are what take place in your roster each week. So I don't know if I'm an extremely great basketball player. I'm going to say I am. Because
I mean, you as of right now, you're not bad, and there's no proof that you are bad, so you can say you're good, right?
Yeah, but if you post too many of those like screenshots of those lineups, people are always going to be like, "Hey, why'd you take 3 tight ends?"
Oh yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's like putting rankings out there. You're not going to please anybody. They're just going to pick you apart, and like the flying monkeys on Wizard of Oz, they're just going to pull you apart limb by limb, and what are you gonna do?
That's why you got to do what I do, and you just follow your heart. You just go for the players that make you feel good, and it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong.
I almost added a Josh Allen joke to the intro.
Yeah, I have my. Let's see. I don't know if my headset's gonna go, but just a reminder to everybody that Josh Allen is daddy.
That was the joke, is somehow Cooter Doodle's father is a 23-year-old quarterback.
That's great.
Yeah, it's kind of puzzling. It's like Scott's his own grandpa. We all know that, but it's I was trying to do the math and it just hurt my head.
Yeah, but it's really like I just buy into all the propaganda. Like all it takes is for some people to tell me somebody's good, and maybe they have like a silly thing like Mr. Unlimited, and I'm just like, yep, love him. That's my guy. I'm sold.
He's got to be your guy. I mean, I don't understand how you go from Saints fan to being a total Russell Wilson stan or Josh Wilson is daddy person. I get because they're great players, but the queen of cringe, I didn't necessarily see you latching on with the cringiest personality as a quarterback in the whole league.
I don't know.
Was that part of the design, or was that just because you just like him and he just turned out to be super cringe?
Yeah, I didn't even know about the unlimited thing until like maybe 3 months ago, if I'm being completely honest. I didn't even know about it. And when I saw it, I was like, oh no. Like I had heard everyone say like, quote unquote, Mr. Unlimited, but then I saw the video of him walking around his house. And I'm like, oh no, I don't even think he's making fun of himself. Like I think he means this.
Yes.
And it was like, oh man. But I mean, my heart's already in it. So what you gonna do?
Was he? I mean, at first did you think, oh, he's trying to compete with me in my my Bombas socks in the bathtub routine?
To me, that feels like such a long time ago. I go through like phases, I was telling you guys earlier, like petite pods. I'm like, I guess I'll do more. I don't know. I go through phases, so I haven't done any weird stuff in a while. There's so many people that probably don't even know I did that.
Yeah, and so Scott did have a petite pod where he was a super high testosterone man.
It was beautiful.
I expected you to have less hair with that level of testosterone, Nimble. But I mean, I didn't get a petite pod yet, and I don't want one. I don't want one unless I win the Cooter Doodle Eliminator, and that's final. Like, don't talk me into it, because like I want to destroy that entire league, lay waste to that entire league.
Can't wait.
And so I can get a victory lap within a petite pod. Like that would be so much more satisfying to me.
It would be.
But
I'm just
I mean,
seeing
I did.
Phil said Jamal Williams made reporters play rock, paper, scissors before asking a question. That is epic.
Yes,
That's epic.
that's going to be a highly rostered player for Cooter this year. Is
I
Jamal
mean,
Williams?
that's
Jamal
the kind of
Williams
stuff.
is.
Yeah.
I love him.
I
You're
don't
great. Go get him. I love him too. Don't let Bo calls him Jamal Williams, and he hates him. So Cooter,
You do too.
But that's the kind of
ball
stuff that will
rosters.
win me over. Rock, paper, scissors, man. It'll win me over every time.
So you like Nick Sirianni then? So the Eagles coach famously said that he made some of the draft prospects play rock, paper, scissors
Oh,
to
really?
judge their level of competitiveness.
Oh,
And of
wow.
course, at that point, he was a brand new head coach, and so everybody made fun of him for it because it's completely ridiculous to have an incoming rookie that you might not even pick have his draft status with the team affected by whether or not he really, really wanted to beat you at rock, paper, scissors.
I don't know. Rock, paper, scissors is pretty intense. We used to have a trivia in our hometown. It was every Thursday night. And one time we would like dominate. Our group would go every Thursday and we would get first or second almost every week. And one time there was a tie and the tiebreaker was paper, rock, scissors. And when I'm telling you, it was like being in a movie. It felt like slow motion. We were cheering our friend on for that rock, paper. It was epic.
So you guys would have passed that Sirianni test
Oh,
because
yeah.
he would have been, you guys are all jacked up and excited, and
I'm telling you.
there's probably assaults and battery charges afterwards, like just from the fight in the streets.
And I think there's strategy to it, you know? You got to think about what the person just did. Are they going to do it again? Are they going to avoid that? You got to think about it, you know?
Yeah, I have a feeling you probably won a lot of those because you're such an enigma with like not being able to read you. Like you're like you said, you go through these phases where you're just totally random, and
Yep.
it's great. You're probably a great elite level rock, paper, scissors player. I think you're just being humble.
No, I definitely would lose to my kid. But it's also because she'll do this and then she's like, oh, wait.
Dang it! Every time. Scott, are you okay over there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just don't talk
I
too
think-
fast, because then your AOL gets mail, and your mom picks up the phone, and it just starts over.
I had to turn everyone's iPad devices onto airplane mode just to start the podcast. So, hey, Verizon, Fios, you suck in the Washington, D.C. area, and I won't be endorsing you ever, and I can't wait to talk to you on the phone tomorrow. God bless.
I'm sure they're looking forward to that call.
I'm not going to
Verizon Wireless, however, Verizon Wireless is spectacular.
different operations. I'm just going to say the last time I talked to Verizon and Fios before today, I was told in a call back that the legal team would be investigating my phone call. So I'm just saying I dropped some F-bombs last time this happened because I care about what I pay for. I'm a poor person. I don't have a lot of money. I'm a teacher. You don't with my shit. Let me just tell you, Verizon, you don't mess with a man's paycheck or his job or his internet. That's some bullshit in 2021. So I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Verizon Files. I'm sorry. I digress.
I wonder why they were reporting your call. I'm trying to piece it all together.
I love how even when Scott's mad though, he still sounds like I would be okay with you fussing at me. Oh, did my mic go off? I would be okay with you fussing at me like that because you're like, I'm coming for you. Like you're still not to the point of like aggressive. It's still like, okay, this guy's just giving me some beef.
This is what I said on the phone today. I heard the lady upselling my wife. She's like, well, if you're not happy with your service, you can upgrade to the next level. I said, hold on. I said, I said, listen, I said, this is Jesse. I just had a podcast for an hour and a half, and I got kicked off 6 times. And I said, I checked my megabytes. They weren't where I wanted them to be. I said, I cannot live on this. Don't try to upsell me.
Perfect timing.
Come on, make a better choice than this. And the lady was like, well, and immediately she went off the script. She changed the script that she was on because she was reading a script. And then she started talking to me. I said, get your shit together. I want better options. And then I handed the phone to my wife because you don't mess with my internet. That's it. I got to tell you, I don't get mad about a lot of stuff. Driving and internet are 2 things I get mad about. That's it. You know?
You're going to watch this back and watch where you freeze, and it's going to drive you crazy. can't even hold myself together because you're like, I'm now gonna mess with my.
I'm going to send this to Verizon tomorrow.
You should. You really should.
Yeah.
I can't even rant against you assholes. You know what I mean?
Shout out Wave Broadband. Shout out Wave Broadband here on the West Coast. They are running at a cool 786 megabits per second on a slow day. I could go outside, dig a hole in the backyard, or go down to the bottom of the deep end, and if my phone's still working, I got internet service. Shout out Wave Broadband.
Just bragging away. Are you eating a Go-Gurt?
It's one of the stupid frozen juice box things.
Oh. I was like, what?
It doesn't even have vodka in it.
No, it's not stupid. It's Good Pop. And you can go to Good Pop on Twitter and follow them. Stay cool all summer with Good Pop.
Not even a sponsor.
I definitely thought he whipped out a Go-Gurt. I was like, dang, taking us back.
Taking us back to the grocery store yesterday. That's pretty much how it works when you have small children. Like for us, it's Capri Sun, and then Goldfish, of course. Oh yeah, mozzarella cheese sticks. Yeah, I just take them and deep fry them and make mozzarella sticks because I usually have a nice batch of marinara sauce in the fridge. Yeah, that's where it hits. You take all those string cheese sticks that the kid's been waiting for, and you just fry them in your face. So yeah, Kyle Pitts is only 4,400 this week, or in week one. Week one, good? Kyle Pitts. That means that he only needs 8 points in PPR to hit 2 times his value. Wow. For a tight end, that is really easy, especially for a tight end who's not even going to play tight end.
That's crazy.
And he's going against the Eagles, and everybody knows the Eagles suck.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Hey, this is the thing. You have to play him as your flex. Don't put him in your tight end spot. Put him in your flex. 4,400 for a flex is perfect.
Especially when he scores 27.
Oh, he's going to crush it. He's going to like 10 max on this. I cannot wait. I paid for 100.
I don't know. I don't know anybody who's been touting Kyle Pitts
for 100
for the draft. He's doing a speed test. That's not good, Scott. That's really not good.
And Bo's gonna pull one up and be like at 250.
No, mine would probably be like 8-something. 800.
Oh my god! Everybody in the chat, drop your speed test. How fast are you downloading and uploading?
And after that, do a typing test online and tell us your words per minute.
Oh, Scott, I'm so sorry. My first one is almost at 800. I'm doing it right now.
That's awesome.
It's 806 for download and 35.
She's got the gig speed too.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's the worst. I hate you, Verizon Fios. I hate you.
Oh, yikes.
Right.
Well, hey, at least we can even hear you. That's wonderful.
It's amazing.
I know. I should stop my video, really.
So let's talk about Cole Kmet because nobody talks about him more than you and Mike Fiella. And who else is in the Kmet Club?
Oh, there was so many. It actually, the chat is no more. But the Cole Kmet Club was, like Coop, Linda, Seth. It started as an IBT Media, their New Year's chat. And then Seth had said something about Cole Kmet, and it just kind of turned into okay, now it's the Cole Kmet Club. So really, technically, the originator is Seth from IBT Media.
And my new quote-unquote boss. I just joined IBT for the 19th hole DFS golf and bourbon show. I mean, it sounds like they made up a show for me, and I wasn't invited to join it until last week. But awesome. I'm officially a co-host of the 19th hole for IBT, and I'll probably be dropping a couple lifestyle articles on there too. Yeah. But Seth is an amazing person, and I think he told me about that being the origination of the Cole Kmet Club.
Yeah, that's awesome, Bo. Congrats. Yeah, I love everybody at IBT. That's some good people.
The best people. Nate and Jen Polvo, just amazing people. Seth, Gary Zamaripa.
Yeah, Gary.
Incredible. He just dropped something today that it gave me
Scott, other Scott,
yes,
Wonder Different.
Scott Rainier, yeah, handsome Scott. I call him handsome Scott.
I can hear you still.
The Scott
know
with
you
the
can hear
internet.
it.
The Scott with the good
Yeah.
internet.
Scott with that good. Handsome Scott with the broadband.
Listen, mine's
So
just not
mine's
bigger
like
or faster or stronger. That's all. Mine's just
so
littler.
just on my phone. Just on my phone, I'm running at 461. I didn't pull it up on the laptop, but I'm sure since I'm plugged into Ethernet, it's way faster.
Oh yeah, yikes. But look, Scott, we were a year ago when the pandemic hit, we were exactly where you were. We couldn't even get on Zoom meetings. They wanted us to pay more. I get it. I get it. We were there. It's frustrating.
So, I mean, is there an assassination plot in the works for Jimmy Graham at this point? I mean,
I don't know
is that
what's going on with Jimmy Graham. And
I
I
mean,
also still, I've never talked about this publicly, Bo, but I still kind of have a grudge against Jimmy Graham from when he was on the Saints and that last year that he was with us. Because I feel like he gave up a little bit in that second half of the year. Like my husband had pointed out to me one time at a game that like he's like, watch him and you can see if the play is going to him or not because he just gives up. You can tell when it's his ball or not. And I was like, ever since he showed me that, I'm like, yeah, he's just being lazy unless it's his turn. And so I
mhm.
kind of have a grudge, and now I even more have a grudge because I want Cole to just blossom, you know?
And then you get like Ryan Pace, the GM for the Bears, apparently has some kind of weird tight end fetish because they sign they keep signing
Oh
different
yeah,
guys
James,
without
Jesse.
without cutting anybody. He's like, you ever watch the show Hoarders where you got people with mountains of trash on their property? That's
Yes.
Ryan Pace with tight ends. Like his property is lined with columns of tight ends, and none of them are good except for Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
Jimmy
I
Graham's
don't
just
know.
really tall. That's pretty much what Jimmy Graham is now. He's just a really tall guy.
Grabs a touchdown here and there. I don't know. I don't know, man. He's getting older, but he's not super old. So I don't know what's happening over there.
Well, he's not going to get shorter until maybe he's after 60 years old. So I don't know if he's going to be getting old because he can just go and be tall in the end zone and
I
steal
know.
touchdowns from our guy.
I know.
And
We'll see.
everybody's on that Adam Troutman train. I don't see it because
Well,
he's got that Jason Witten vibe where he's a terrible athlete, but he's somehow always open. And
oh,
he's
I
got
don't know
really good hands.
anything about the data behind him, but I'm just nervous about the offense in general. So
You
I don't
should
know.
be.
I
You
know, I
should
know.
be.
The other day, I was just like down on it, and then like it comes out that Harris was like not going to be in it for a couple games, and then like 20 minutes later, it came out that Lutz is hurt, and I'm like, what is happening? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
We'll do fine. We'll be fine. But
Good.
also, I'm nervous.
Lutz is hurt though. Lutz is not good anymore. By the way, they should get a new
Yeah,
kicker.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
No, he struggled at times last year. He missed some extra
he
points.
did.
He did. I watched him. I
Yeah.
paid attention, Bo. I watched every Scott Hansen field goal, extra point miss, and Lutz was there many a time in the end of the season. That was surprising, actually.
Yeah, he missed some that he definitely should not have for sure.
The problem is Lutz is a clutch performer when it matters. And so it doesn't matter how many extra points the dude misses in the regular season. You get in the playoffs and he's not the reason they lose. The reason
Yeah.
they lose is because the refs really hate them. Like really hate them.
Well, Sean Payton's game plan has not been effective in these playoff games. Let's just be honest. Changing quarterbacks, bringing Taysom Hill in, it's not worked. He's disrupted. He's not been effective in moving the ball down the field until the fourth quarter. So it's been troubling.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
and
it's
I
been like
also
that for
think
years though. That fourth quarter, like we come back, just always, man.
so unless they're planning on like running Alvin Kamara like wildcat quarterback, I think they're gonna be in trouble. Just
Yeah.
like every play, give it to 41 because he's all we got.
We got
And
Murray. We got Latavius Murray.
Latavius Murray and Alvin Kamara running the triple option with Taysom Hill as the H back.
There you go.
They don't
Every
have
play.
they don't have to pass.
Oh, I'm
'Cause you
I'm
better
nervous. I'm nervous about
that
it.
defense is legit though. Like
Yes,
legit.
yeah.
That's why they should run it every play. Just keep the defense fresh and bludgeon them. And the refs can't like go plot against you in the playoffs if you don't make the playoffs. That's
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know, man.
right now, Win Bets only has the Saints at 8.5. Like that's a low number. That's a real low number. That's not 500 anymore. That's just like under 500 because there's 7,000 games. 17 games. Yeah, I don't know how many games, but 69 games, right? So
nice.
Yeah, so 8.5 wins for a New Orleans team that has been getting 12, 11, 10 at the minimum Super Bowl aspirations. I'm not trying to kick any teeth in here or anything. I'm discouraged too as a Saints fan. I like the Saints. They're a great story. Ever since Gleason blocked that, they've just been. I love them. Like they are my like secret little crush in the NFC South. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I can't like the Bucs.
I don't want you talking to my wife when you're here, Scott, because she's like that's her thing too. Is like she had this whole crush on Drew Brees and Reggie Bush back in the day, and then when Reggie Bush retired. She was like, "Oh, at least I still have Drew," and then now Drew's retired, and she's just like, I can't like the Saints anymore. There's no hunks on the Saints anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about? And just the other day, she sent me a. She doesn't send me any sports posts because I mean, sports are like down the ladder on things she cares about these days. But she sent me a post how upset she was that the NCAA wasn't going to return Reggie Bush's Heisman. Because they weren't going to retroactively unpunish the people that were a product of the old system. And so, she was genuinely so disgusted with that decision that she sent me, her husband, a post of how upset she was that Reggie Bush was not getting his Heisman Trophy back. Yeah, that's the world I live in.
So are you telling me that you wore a Reggie Bush jersey later that night? Is that what I'm hearing, Bo? Is it you had to suit up?
So, and that's the funny part is like we both hate USC, and so it's just baffling that she likes Reggie Bush so much because we both hate USC with a passion, fiery passion. But as soon as Reggie Bush went to the Saints, he was playing with Drew Brees. All of a sudden, ooh, Reggie Bush looking good.
He's a good-looking man. I can admit that. And by the way,
definitely,
Bo did us a disservice because he did not actually do an intro. This is Chalk Block, the world's sexiest DFS show for now. For right now, not forever, but for now.
I did hear the for now. I heard that for now. That's a real important caveat. When we have people on, we want them to know it's not forever. We're not like full of hubris. We're not. We're
waiting until Reggie Bush starts a DFS show. Then we'll gladly relinquish the title because, dude, the dude's good looking. The dude is good looking.
He is good looking. He is. So it seems like my internet connection is cleared up. So I just want to say my piece about Cole Kmet. I know that Q. I did a tweet the other day about the Joker and Two-Face staring at something, just intimately looking at it. And I just said training camp videos. Like that's the opportunity. They just get into it. They just get so. But I saw a pass over the middle that Cole Kmet caught. That was between a defender. I know they're not. I mean, really, in real life, he would have gotten jacked up because that's where you hit somebody, right? Or not anymore. But anyway, you would have gotten hit. But what a nice little catch! Twisting, turning, shoestring on the top of the fingers. Did you see that catch? Were you aware of this video?
I think that's the one from Fields, right? Fields had thrown it.
Yeah, it was just. I thought of you immediately. I just said, Cooter, this is right up her alley. This is kind of like fuel for the fire, and I'm part of that club. I like to snag him in underdog too. Shout out, promo code Nimble. Bo and I are going to get tattoos, by the way. I don't know if you mentioned that. I was off, in circle land, but we're going to get tattoos. I have no tattoos. My wife has tattoos. My brother has tattoos. My dad.
Well, you're gonna have more than one within a year.
Well, I'm gonna get our little on this pasty little white arm here. I'm gonna get our little underdog right here.
Those colors are gonna pop, Scott.
No, I'm an Italian, so I'm nice and brown here. You look at me, I'm brown. Not here. I'm just. I went to the islands a couple years ago, and I got a bad sunburn, and so the shirt just never comes off at the pool. Homeboy just wears the swim shirt like I am Seth Rogen or
Put my blue light glasses back on.
Oh my god, yeah, it's not good. It's terrible. My farmer's tan is strong to quite strong. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that within all the Irish blood that I have just a sliver of Native American, which means I don't burn very easily.
Really?
I turn a nice cocoa color, and because I'm fluent in Spanish, I go to Puerto Rico for the summer.
Yeah, it But it was
in my mind.
It was Punta Cana, and here's what happened. I bronze. Like if I actually went out in the sun, London right now is bronze. Adelaide's bronze. You take the little swimsuit, like they have 2 different suits on or whatever. You're just like these lines are like different colors, just like my arm is. And I did that too. But one time in Punta Cana, I drank all day, just all day, and I had my shirt off all day. And I put a suntan lotion on in the morning at like 10. Drank all day with my wife. Like we smoked a cigarette.
No.
She had never smoked a cigarette before. So we smoked a cigarette together, and she was like, wow, this is crazy. You're smoking a cigarette. And then I woke up the next day, and I was pink and red. And then I golfed 18 holes in 100-degree weather.
Oh, wow.
And then I went back, and all of my back was like 2nd-degree burned. So that is the last time I've ever gotten near the sun with my back. Sorry, and my shoulders. But my arms are bronze, so when I put my arm out the window and like people drive by, I'm just like, yeah, check me out, But I don't roll up to sleep. But I'll get an underdog right here on the pasty white or on the calf. The calf is good too.
No, the calf is not good. That out of all my tattoos, the calf was the most painful, and I have one right on my rib cage. The calf was the worst.
Oh,
Bo, have you seen my calf, bro? Have you seen it?
Yeah. The bigger the calf, the harder you're going to fall because that
big.
shit hurt.
It's not big. It's just tight like tiger. That's all. It's got like 7 different muscles on it. I'll send you a picture later, Bo. Don't worry. Anyway, have an internet connection for a second. I'm sorry. I've been ranting for a long time. I love it.
No, I mean, it's good. We get to see your arm in HD. It's nice. It blends in with your background.
The green screen just blends it out.
Yeah, it's like I'm naked. No, I gotta say, shout out to Matthew Berry for making a great choice with Cooterdoodle because not that we could predict that was coming, but we could just see what a refreshing person you are to this experience on fantasy. Like we're here every day, we see it all every day, everything, and you're just such an encouraging force, and you're funny, and you make people think. And so I'm so excited that Matthew Berry. I saw what we all saw is an amazing person who should definitely be lifted up. So, Cooter,
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
y'all are being too nice. I do appreciate that. Like I was telling y'all in the chat earlier, though, like I'm just having fun. That was the rule I gave myself, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing. So
that's the point. That is what this is all about.
That's exactly right. And I have a story too. When I did when Phil Yates came on my show, I told my wife about it, and my wife went, "Okay, listen." You need to finish the dishes before you start the show with Field because I'm going to bed and I don't want those. I was like, Field, his Yates.
No, I'm telling you, they
yes,
just don't
dear.
get it.
Yes,
100%.
I will finish it. And then I told her like, so many people watched it. It was the best show ever. She's like, listen, the laundry needs to get moved. I was like, I will move I'll move the laundry. I mean, so they don't care. They don't give a shit. That doesn't matter at all.
I think Dave Kluge's the only one that like his wife is in here doing football stuff too, right? Is
awesome.
Yep.
Love.
Like I love Emily, but I wish my husband doesn't even care about social media, much less. Like he plays fantasy and he loves football, but he's not like into that world. To him, it's just like the home league, beating people and watching the games,
My wife doesn't even watch the games. She just drafts with the girls and then manages her roster on Sunday and then curses them and says, I'm going to drop TJ Hawkinson. He got points today. I'm going to drop him. And then she calls him TJ Hawkenhouse, by the way.
Oh, I love that.
TJ Hawkinson.
Classic.
I love her.
Classic Rose. So yeah, my wife in 2019 she won the home league over me in the championship. So we were the number 1 and 2 seed. She used my rankings to draft her team.
There you
Goes
go.
through the league. I was the number 1 seed. I was 12-1, just destroying everyone in my path. And she was the 2 seed. She held her own. She had like a crazy good team. We get to the championship, and I'm favored to win by like 30 points because I'm juggernaut status. I'm going through, and everybody hates me because I'm talking all the shit. I've only lost one game. It didn't matter. I already had the number 1 seed locked up. I barely set my lineup. I get to the championship. I'm favored by 30, and she goes, "You know what's going to happen, don't you?" And sure enough, my average score, like in a half PPR, my average score for that season was like 147. I was just like blowing it up, and hers was like 130. It was still really good, and I scored 91 points in the championship round, and she scored 165.
Hold on,
like,
Bo. You're missing the biggest part of this. You did like the goal. You made it to the championship as a family. Like, there's
Oh
that
yeah,
scene from the league where Jenny and
yeah,
Kevin, where they make
yeah.
it and they're like talking shit about how like in our home, and that's my goal. I just want to go to the championship with my husband. But every year it's like I'm great and he sucks, or vice versa. It's never we're both
No,
thriving.
yeah.
So that's
So
incredible.
that's
I'm happy for y'all.
But that's the worst part of the story for me, because not only did I get destroyed, but it was after I was like, "Hey, you want to chop the pot?" And she's like, "Hell no!" Like,
Ooh.
like I was favored by quite a margin. I was like, "Hey, you want to chop the pot?"
Nope,
She tells
no
me, "Hell
collusion.
no," and goes and destroys me. And then she quits fantasy football. She rode off in the sunset with the belt on her shoulder, and she
Uh,
hasn't played
oh,
since. And Scott
that's
took over her team last year.
beautiful. Oh,
And
It was
really?
I suck.
it was
I
and
suck.
he got like last place, and she was actually disappointed in him
Oh, well, she shouldn't have given it up then.
because her team was the nasty ass Honey Badgers, and they had never not made the playoffs, and the Honey Badgers got last place.
I mean, who
That's
knew Lamar Jackson was not going to be Lamar last year?
Yeah, that's what I'm scared about Josh Allen this year. I'm scared that he's going to be the Lamar Jackson of last year.
Mm.
Like for me, it's fun to say Josh Allen 101, but at the end of the day, like
You
it could
worry
be
about
different.
regression because he did
Yeah.
have a lot of dropped interception opportunities. So
I,
did Mahomes. That's the thing that people don't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
talk about.
Oh, I
yeah,
don't think
People
he's
don't.
101. I think whoever's going to be the number one
Dak.
QB next season is not
Dak's the
who.
one.
Yeah, it could be Dak for sure. It's somebody we're not talking about. It's not Mahomes, I don't think.
Well, and here's what I saw. So I did this article. It's coming out for the Sports Gambling Podcast Network maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Whenever my guy Adam Peltier gets off his ass and publishes it. But, anyway, I love him. Yeah, I went through and had 32 teams, and I had to do an overrated for every single team, right? And so that's kind of tricky when you get in there. But I chose for the Bills Josh Allen, and the reason I did is not because he sucks, but as the QB2 being drafted in the third round, beginning of the third round in home leagues, and that is his ceiling. That's right there at the top. Where so you're hoping he does everything right that he did last year, and then all the breaks go his way. And it's just a little hard to always get that. And so you're paying up for that value. And that's where, for me, I don't pay up for anybody's value. I'm always looking for who is the next. Like last year, I went Russell Wilson. He was in the 6th, 7th round, not the 3rd round. Of course, Josh Allen was in the 8th round. So Josh Allen was last year's
beautiful
code. Yeah, I love him. But I went Russell instead. So, but who do you think this year is somebody who is not the Josh Allen of last year, this year? Not Josh Allen himself though. Who do you like this year besides him that you're kind of like
one of those later ones that can? Yeah.
I mean, anybody from quarterback.
The phoenix that rises from the ashes.
It could be from.
Well, I gave a hot take earlier today, and I said, and this is based on nothing, but I said that I think Latavius Murray is going to have more rushing yards than Chris Carson.
Ooh.
I think that.
I saw that too, and I was I was in that chat just like rapid fire at Kluge because he deserves it. But when you said that, I stopped typing and I was like, oh.
I literally was just like,
what if it happens though? What if it happens? That would be.
I mean, like, if it's gonna happen, it's probably this season because they're gonna have to run it. They're gonna have to run it more than ever.
That is such a face to Kluge too, because he's been hyping Carson
I like Chris
all
Carson,
year.
though. I do like Chris Carson.
Me too.
Well, he's
Me
gonna
too.
be my fade article too, though. Like I faded him.
Oh yeah. Well, but see, so that's the thing, though. Like, so what you're doing, Scott, is like it's so funny because you could almost do one of those every month because it just it flips. It just keeps on.
Weekly. It's DFS. That's
welcome
to the DFS world. What you're doing is you're chasing shadows from
crazy.
It's one of the funnest things to do.
Well, Scott chases shadows.
Scott's
seeing ghosts like Darnold out there against me.
So listen, but this is what Bo does not want to tell you. Besides this, listen, Bo and I are going to do a new contest this year, not on DraftKings, because we eventually realized DraftKings is just raking us because the bigger pot we get, the more they take. So now we just do head-to-head on DraftKings for $0. Shout out DraftKings.
But you just,
But we PayPal to each other. So we'll do like $50 a week, whatever it is. Here's what we're doing this year, though. It's not head-to-head. It's called your best lineup. It's the best lineup each week. And I can tell you from last year, Bo doesn't want to see my best lineup every week because my best lineups were making a lot of money for me. And
like your bench you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about other lineups I played in other tournaments that were winning.
Out of all the hundreds of lineups that we set for different contests,
Oh, I see
it's
what
like
you mean.
You pick one.
whoever has the highest,
You
the
get to
best
cherry
one.
pick your favorite team. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
no,
Oh, okay.
It's like best ball. It's like best ball for
But
DFS.
best lineup. I love that.
Yeah, it's best DFS lineup. We're kind of like pioneering something this year. We're gonna.
Yeah, I love that. That's
Anyway,
really cool.
You heard it here first. Me and Bo are gonna kind of talk about it at the Nimble Summit as well.
Yeah.
That's
He likes to prop up how good his best lineups were when I play 75% cash games, which is a whole different strategy. And this dude's cranking out 150 GPP lineups, which are hyper aggressive.
I'm not.
I don't know what any of that means.
I'm not.
So basically, if you want to win a tournament, it's like buying a lottery ticket. You got to be super like different and crazy. And he played a lot more tournaments. I want to exaggerate for you, Scott. You played a lot more tournaments than I did.
You did. Let me just say this though, and so he doesn't kind of because I didn't make 150 lineups for any tournament I played in last year. The one tournament in week 2, I put in $2, and one of my 50-cent lineups hit the 5,000. So it wasn't like I had some type of like computer generator that I put a bunch of lineups in, Bo. I picked 4 lineups.
Oh, no.
One of those was 251 points. So I'm just saying, I'm ready to come against Bo every week with my best lineup. I'm
excited to see you guys talk shit. I really am.
Here's the thing.
It's happening.
This is one of my favorite things that happened last year, Crucial, is that Pete Overzet said in like week 13 or 14, he's like, I want all the smoke. So I'm a heads up guy now, like Bo is. He didn't want it. He's like, send me the smoke. So I did 3 straight weeks against him. I took him out all 3. Sorry, Pete.
No more smoke.
I said, hey, you ready to go again? He said, I've decided not to do this anymore. I said, good for you, Pete.
Because all 3 of those weeks, what happened in all 3 of those weeks against me?
I lost all 3 of those weeks against you. I took Pete's money and paid Bo. But here's what's crazy.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah. I mean, in these lineups against Bo, I'd be scoring like 180 points, which in a GPP, you're cashing. You're making money in this. This is a good lineup. Against Bo, it didn't matter. He'd get 200s regularly. So what Bo has to understand, right? But what Bo has to understand now is he needs to take those 200s and put them in some select GPPs. Because what he's going to do with those select GPPs is win thousands of dollars. So that's where I'm going to help him this year. We're all helping each other. Jordan, the math magician, who's not here, but he's wrestling the alligators.
Oh yeah, Jordan.
Yeah. And also, by the way, please
go
check out runthesims.com. We're going to be using Run the Sims. It's going to be Nimble with Numbers. It's going to be powered by the Sims this year. We're going to be having just so much fun simulating all of these things, playing all of the angles before we even understand where we're going to go. It's going to be just in hella awesome.
Do we have to talk in gibberish like on the game? Like we're on the Sims?
No. What the Sims does is, this was cool, is that they take probability and they take all of the, like, and this is what Justin Freeman shared from Run the Sims. I watched him on a show with it was the Underdog team. I think Hayden Winks was there. Shout out Underdog, by the way. They're awesome. And Josh Norris, they were talking. And what they shared was that they do, or I think maybe Pete Overzet was there. I don't know. A bunch of people were there. It was actually a Pete Overzet production. That's what it was. They were talking about how they run 10,000 simulations in 30 seconds. So you can set the parameters. You can go in and go,
crazy.
I want this amount of Tyreek Hill. I want this amount. And they will give you kind of what the computer runs, and they'll run every single game, and they'll run play by play by play by play, like running back play to CEH for 6 yards, 10-yard pass to Tyreek Hill, incomplete pass, and they'll do the whole simulation out, and then they'll give you the probabilities. So that I love that, because then you're just checking your work. Really, for me and Bo, we don't do that. That's not our strategy. We go from our film knowledge, we go from our matchup knowledge, from our defensive perspective, understanding how the game flow is going to go. And so to kind of check and vet with this other tool, and then to have Jordan there, the Nimble with Numbers team is going to be winning thousands of dollars this year. I'm sure of it. And so I can't wait to do this with Bo, and it's going to be
millions.
So much. You know what? Listen, if I would have put that lineup in the Millie Maker that I won, I would have won it. I would have won the Millie Maker. So yeah, millions is on.
You would have won by like 7 points too.
Yeah. So, and Bo had lineups like that too last year. So we're on the edge. We just need to figure out how to really maximize our potential, and that's what it's all about. That's what the summit's about. And so we're not going to be at the conference, the expo. Sorry guys, we'd love to be there. Bo and I are doing the Nimble Summit over at Bo's house, where he's going to be chefing for me and hanging out, and it's going to be great. So I'm done rant.
Bring your Lactaid. We're gonna be melting some cheese.
I love cheese. My gateway drug is cheese, and everything. I tweeted out something the other day. They said, what are you addicted to? I said cheese, and someone says that's a short list, Scott. I expected a lot longer.
But it's not short at all. There's so much cheese.
I said, you know what? I said booze equal, and I put like a type of cheese, and I put like weed, a type of cheese, like shrooms, a type of cheese, pizza, a type of cheese, like any type of cheese. Just it's what I want, no matter what happens. Like someone is born, I want some cheese. Someone dies, I want some cheese. Like I just got to make some cheese real quick. It's beer and cheese. When I get to heaven, God's gonna be like, he's a beer and cheese guy. He's over there. He's a fat guy. Yeah, he's over there. So
I'm just picturing the Frank thing with like, can I offer you an egg in this trying time? Yeah. But you're like, can I offer you some cheese at this funeral?
Hey, Jordan, get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan will get on that.
Meme that up
because meme it up, make him DeVito.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to keep you too long. You kind of hit the hour mark here, and you have a family. And I heard earlier that your daughter's probably going to wake up at like 4 a.m.
She knows when it's the weekend. I'm telling you, she just knows it.
That's such a blessing. My daughter's up at 6 a.m. on Saturday mornings.
Oh, yeah. Ours wakes up early. She'll sleep in. She wants to sleep on school days for whatever reason. She knows it's the weekend. She wants to wake up early. But we need to like make her blinds blacked out or something. I don't know. We need to figure that out.
I have those.
Blackout curtains are her life.
We need to do that.
All the rooms.
This is
make it a cake.
I'm gonna try, because now my screen is working, to pull up Cooter's Twitter so we can do a little plug as we go out, and then I think it's gonna work. I'm trying my best here.
She's the fifth Ninja Turtle.
She is. I'm disappointed that Jordan did not do more with that. With the meme, he made you LeBron, which I get. I mean, you know what I mean? Like.
He only did that because he loves LeBron. He wants to cuddle with LeBron, and I don't really like LeBron as more than a great all-time player. He's just a crybaby. Like, he got poked in the eye, and he was on the ground for 8 minutes. On the ground for 8 minutes.
See that.
Then he claimed that he saw 3 hoops in the press conference. The dude didn't even have a red eye. His eye wasn't even bloodshot. You get poked in the eye good enough, your eye's gonna be fully red, and you're gonna have a black eye even the next day. He had none of that. That was bull. LeBron, you bull.
Are you saying it was like a WWE like phantom poke type?
No, because those guys will actually do things up to the point where they're not seriously injured. Like LeBron got brushed, his eye got brushed, and he acted like a sniper hit him from 400 yards away.
That is true. That is true.
It's like for a guy who's 6'8", 250, that's pretty soft.
That's a little soft. I'm going to say, though, Cooter is not soft. She's pretty hard.
She's cocky in the tweets.
Yeah, here she is. I see Corey is in there. I see the chef is in there. He looks like
Nate,
won the lottery there. Look how excited he looks. Jeff, love Jeff. Everybody is there.
That's a crew. That is a crew.
That's a crew. And then, we've got also the Fantasy Life, managing that account. Love that account. Make sure you follow that account as well. And then we got, TMR himself. So thank you so much, Kudu, for coming on. Anywhere else we can plug before we get out of here?
I mean, the only other thing is pretty soon we'll be starting up the Sundays Are for the Girls with Steph, Linda, and Victoria and me on Sundays before kickoff.
Speaking of squads.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be like this. We're just like friends hanging out,
Damn, Scott only one away from 7K.
Well, I've been oscillating. I've been going back and forth.
I feel like the algorithm knows it'll lose you some just so you don't get to that that mark.
Well,
that's all those porn bots that drop him.
Well, after
this guy's boring.
I did the 69 on Cooter. I don't know if you saw this. I had the other day I had 6,969 followers, and then I was following 6,969 people. So quads.
Oh, were you really? That's epic.
69s, that got me a bit of a push. And then people realized, like, they woke up the next day, like, that guy's creepy. Like, what the
Oh, God, no.
But anyway, yeah. And so please go check out for us, Underdog Fantasy. We love Underdog. We're getting the tattoos. Me and Bo, if we get 100 subs before. Check out Run the Sims as well. Justin Freeman, he's awesome over there. We love him. And then I'm part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. 32 People to Fade, overrated, coming out soon. And then I got the FF Hot Stove coming up tomorrow with Jamie, my man. And then I think that's about it. We're here at Chalk Block. Make sure you follow me, Bo, the Math Magician, Jordan, Danik, DFS, Bo_McBigTime, hotboxflavorcode.com, all the usual stuff.
What's the URL there?
BigTimeFlavorCode.com or BigTimeFlavorCode.co.
Yeah, okay. BigTimeFlavor.co.
.co. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Bo changes it every couple weeks to keep me on my toes. So
I don't drop any of them. I keep all the domains. I just buy them and make them easier.
Yeah. And then eventually what I'm going to have you guys eventually do is go and check this stuff out, particularly Bo's weekly Bo Knows article. These articles, this is like the sexiest guy.
Hey, who's that guy?
This guy is my man. Love this guy. And then he dropped some of the funnest, best articles ever. And then he also talks mad shit about me throughout. So if you want to, just check out this back and forth we have. I wrote an article when me and Bo, we didn't do a monetary head-to-head, Cooter. We did a job head-to-head. So we bet the job that week, and I write.
It was the same result no matter what.
I wrote 2 articles for the fantasy6pack.net, and then Bo writes 2 for me. And so that week I wrote 4. And I wrote my article was eating white dog shit. So that's a good one to check out as well. A la, the boys over at Step Brothers. So we got a lot going on at nimblewnumbers.com this year. We will be winning you money all season long. This guy, the Math Magician, all of us. So please do check us out. And thanks for
that was Bo like 50 pounds ago.
He's a sexy man. We'll get him there. Don't worry.
The snow is very slimming.
Oh man, you get the black and the white. So, well, thank you everybody for checking this out, and we'll be back next week. Bo, do we have another guest next week, or are we just getting Jordan back? What's going on?
We're actually coming to the end of the guest list. No offense to you, Cooter.
Actually,
awesome.
no.
That's for last, right?
I think the Yeti is coming on next week.
That's correct.
The
DFS Yeti.
Yeah, we've got it. We're transitioning to DFS. Sorry, guys. Chalk Block Cooter is a primarily DFS show, but during the off season, we want people to get to know the best in the biz. So, we had to bring in.
We're hoping to have a very special guest on the 20th. It's still not finalized.
We're hoping someone's wife goes out of town.
Yeah. So, it's gonna depend on a few things. We're gonna have to align our chakras and our crystals to get this special guest on the 20th. But after that, we're in full season mode, slate walking on the catwalk. Yeah, we're gonna do it.
And one thing we're going to do every show on Chalk Block, every single episode, is we're going to put a Millie Maker into the Millie Maker. We're going to put a bullet into the chamber. We're firing it off into the Millie Maker every single week. I got to tell you, last year, my Millie Maker lineups, with the help of Bo and some of the guys, they actually did not. I wasn't negative. You put $20 in, $10 in, just one shot.
There you go.
I actually was winning money. So I love it. It's a really fun thing to do. Even if you don't win, you got to play every week. We're going to do that on Chalk Block every single week.
Our consumers won more money than we did last year, which is a good thing.
That's good. There you go.
And hashtag buy some Bitcoin, apparently. It's, I don't know. That's what they told me to say. I've been watching Bitcoin stuff on.
Who paid you to say that?
I've been watching this show called Upstart on Netflix with GenCoin. Actually, go buy GenCoin. It's better. It's better. It's not real. It's better. It's cool. You should check it out. All right. I got to go. The Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Don't listen to me. Don't believe me. Listen to them.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu Karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stock, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor, and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit them online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.